punches.
Happy New Year, everyone. Happy 2025. I hope you guys had a good New Year's Eve day, party, whatever you guys do. I don't know. Anyways, we're going to be talking about the best and the worst anime that I've watched in 2024. Like, this is just my personal opinion, some of my rankings, like my overall thoughts. So don't get mad or whatever. But yeah, it's a new year. So let's look back at the old anime. So yeah. I'm just gonna just give my thoughts on some animes that I like, some animes that I didn't like. And for one of you curious where Frieren is on this list, I haven't actually finished it. Like, it's been a while, like since this show came out, almost a full year, and I still have yet to finish it. But I will get back to finishing that eventually. It's just gonna take some time, to be honest, because I'm watching other shows right now. But yeah, my thoughts. My favorite anime, one of my favorite animes of the year, actually, Kaiju No. I think this series did a really fantastic job, like, adapting its material. In fact, I think it did like an even better job because it added some original anime scenes like in the episode, and it was pretty good. Like, I did like a whole series. I pretty much covered like every episode week to week whenever it dropped back in the spring. It's a really good series. It's a pretty simple, basic shonen type of series. Dude gets powers. It's kind of old, blah blah blah. It's a really fun series. I like everything about it. I like the character work. I like the animation. Animation's really good, especially since it's made by Production IG. They brought us Haikyuu and they brought us Psycho-Pass. They are really good. So to me, Kaiju No is up there as like one of my favorite animes of 2024. It is really good. Another series that is pretty good is Dandadan. Now, granted, Dandadan has had its fair share of controversies, like depending on your take about this series, whether it exploits kids or whatnot. I don't know, some people like have some weird takes on Dandadan, but for me, it's a really good series. The reason I like this series, and I'm gonna say this now, it's not because of like the characters, blah blah blah. I like it because of the whole theme of it. It's like X-Files, but anime, and like 1,000 times goofier and more silly, and it is really cool. I love stories when they go out of their way to do something completely different, something people no one would really expect. So to me, Dandadan, that's essentially what the series is. A lot of stuff randomly happens, like especially the first episode, that got a lot of people talking. Like, it got a lot of people talking, and to me, it makes it a really fantastic series because of its like elements, because of how surprising it is. Like, you don't really know what to expect with each new episode. So yeah, it's up there as one of my favorites of the year as well. So I'm pretty excited for season 2 later on this year. Also, Kaiju No. season 2 comes out later this year. I'm super stoked for it. Another good one. Oh, actually, this one's kind of debatable if you want to rank as like a good or a bad one. It's My Dear Friend Nokotan. Now, this one is kind of like a brain rot series. Like, if you don't know what that means, it's pretty much garbage that like keeps you entertained. Kind of like the stuff you see on TikTok, kind of the stuff like you see on Twitter. This is a series that's pretty much just there for the meme potential, and like it doesn't really have like a whole plot, to be honest. It's essentially like random stuff is happening, kind of like how the Osaka anime from like a few years ago. I haven't really seen that one either, but yeah, it's alright. It's not the best series. A lot of good memes came out of it. The opening is honestly by far one of my favorite things. I also got to check out Nara Park whenever I went to Japan, so that was actually pretty cool, to be honest. That was a really fun experience to go there. But I think it was an alright series. It could have been better, but I mean, what can you do with a series that like has its main character, one of its main characters, as a human deer? Like, you get what I'm saying? A show that was actually kind of really disappointing to me is the Code Geass sequel, also known as Rose of the Resurrection. Now, I made a few videos like separately on the series. You guys can go check that out. But I honestly think this was one of the most disappointing series like I've seen all year, because the potential this show had was insane. It could have been a great follow-up to the resurrection of Lelouch. It could have like explored what happens, but instead we follow like a side character no one really cares about. Some of these side characters are essentially wasted. The villain is just a rehab. This series is basically like The Rise of Skywalker. If you've seen that movie, it's dog shit. I hate that. I have not seen that movie since I watched it in theaters a few years ago. This is pretty much like what I would compare it to, like The Rise of Skywalker. It may have its fans, but I think Rose of the Resurrection is like there as one of the worst animes of 2024. It's like really, really wasted potential. And I'm a big Code Geass fan. I have a Code Geass tattoo. I have a lot of Code Geass merch. Like, it is one of my favorite series of all time. So for it to have such a ridiculous and terrible like sequel, look, it makes me mad. Like, it genuinely makes me mad. So yeah, I don't want to go on a rant. You guys can go watch that video. But yeah, it's terrible. Terrible. Super disappointing. Another anime that I think is not too terrible, but at the same time not too great, is Roshidere, or Elias Sometimes Hides Their Feelings in Russian. Now, this anime is alright, to be honest. Like, I mean, it has cute anime girls and like funny memes, but other than that, the story is low-key kind of ass. Like, it low-key gets dragged out to the point where it's like, this is kind of boring. This is honestly kind of boring. Like, it was alright. Like, it was genuinely an alright series. Did a video on it, like a few videos on it, but it's okay. Low-key a little bit freaky, but I mean, what anime is it? Another series that I really do like, but this is actually a pretty hot take, it's Mushoku Tensei Season 2. Now, I think this is actually one of the better animes of the season, story-wise, animation-wise. I think it really did well to like go from the end of Season 1 to like the direction where Rudeus goes. This is one of those series I really like because like it follows a certain element. Like, it shows Rudeus becoming a child to maturing as a teenager, with him ultimately getting together and having a wife and kid and whatnot. And it's really good to see what happens with Rudeus' character. Yeah, granted, people are still gonna hate on the series because it's Mushoku Tensei, but to me, I think it's one of the better animes of 2024. Like, it is a really good series. Yeah, does it have its moments? Yeah, I don't blame you if you guys don't like this series, but it's really good. I think it was pretty good. Another series I thought was pretty good, but people found to be pretty boring, is Oshi no Ko Season 2. Now, this arc, pretty much, what was it, the theater arc or the samurai arc, whatever, I thought it was pretty entertaining. I liked the opening. It's not as great as the first opening from the first season, but I thought this was a pretty good series. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty good. It's not as great as the first season, but it is really good. Go watch it. If you like Oshi no Ko, amazing series. Go check that out. Now, one of the worst, and I mean worst series, like I even hyped this thing up, it's Ninja Kamui. Ninja Kamui was actually brought by the same people that like did some of the fight choreography for Jujutsu Kaisen, and this show's low-key ass. It started off really good. It had some like good moments, like at the first episode, but towards the third or fourth episode, it went complete dog shit. It did a complete 180. It started doing like CGI animation. Looks completely ass. Like, this is, I don't know what this was. This show was like other garbage. Like, I could not finish it. Like, after like I think episode 6, I low-key just kind of gave up on this and just said, you know what, screw this, I'm never watching this. This is literally one of the worst animes of the year. It was pretty hyped up by Adult Swim as like the next big thing for animation, but it turns out, nah, you can't just rush perfection. This is complete dog water. Do not go watch it. A few animes that actually did surprise me is Tatsuki's Fujimoto Look Back anime film. Now, this is a pretty short film. I also did a video on it. It's pretty good. It's pretty sad. It's about art and whatnot, but it is really good. Another good anime that's up there, I haven't really fully caught up with it, but it's Dragon Ball Daima. I know a lot of people were hating on the Dragon Ball Daima designs, especially because they were turning Goku back into a kid. They're like, oh, this is just GT Edition 2, but no, it is pretty good. Like, from what I've seen, I'm not fully caught up, but from what I've seen in some of the spoilers, like, there's a lot of stuff that happens, and if you're a big Dragon Ball fan, this is definitely a good watch. Like, this is the last thing Akira Toriyama gave us before his ultimate tragedy, which happened back in March. Like, it sucks we lost the creative Dragon Ball, but this is a really fantastic series. As a Dragon Ball fan, amazing series. You know what else is amazing? My Hero Academia Season 7. Was it Season 7 or Season 8? I don't remember at this point, but the final season of My Hero Academia, is really, really good. The Stars and Stripes episode was amazing. I think the battle between All Might and Shigaraki, look, one of the best. It is really, really good. Like, it's a fantastic, fantastic show, and I really like how, even though My Hero Academia has some hit or miss seasons, overall it's a pretty positive like series, that like it's really good. Even with the ending, I still like it. You remember earlier how I mentioned Roshidere was one of like an alright series, like it was kind of mixed or whatever. You wanna know what the best romance anime of the year was? McKean, Too Many Losing Herons. Now this is by far one of my favorite, and I mean favorite, animes of the year, just because it's different. Now, compared to a lot of like romance animes where they followed your traditional heroine, the dude, childhood friend, yeah, wada wada, this actually follows what happens to the characters that get rejected, which is an interesting premise you don't get to see too often. And instead of the loser boy being the main protagonist, it's like not even the side character, it's like the super background character that no one really cares about. And it's pretty good. I really like seeing the journey of this character and how he comes into contact with some of the other characters like Anna. I low-key forgot some of the other girls' names, but I'm not gonna spoil it. Essentially follows like all the rejected girls, how they ultimately become friends, and they like team up to like try to find love. And it is really, really good. This is one of those romance series that you wouldn't call it a romance. It's more of a story progression, and I think it is really, really good. It's by far one of my favorite. The animation is super, super amazing. It's almost movie level quality. It's by A1 Productions, A1 Studios. I low-key forgot what they were called, but it is up there as like the best. I think this is actually my favorite anime of the year, to be honest. Right behind Kaiju number 8. I think this is by far the best anime I've seen all year, because it's just really good, and it's romance. So if you like slice of life type of stuff, romantic elements, definitely go give McKean, Too Many Losing Herons a watch, because it is really good. Some other series that are pretty good, but I haven't really caught up to them, is Konosuba Season 3. That was pretty good. ReZero Season 3, I think I saw one episode, but I'm gonna be honest, it's a little bit boring. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of ReZero. It's good, but I can't really comment on it because I haven't really watched with it, and at the same time I don't really fuck with it a whole lot, so it's all up in the air. If you've watched it, good for you, but me, I don't think I plan on watching it, just because it doesn't really pique my interest, if I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on all the anime that I watched, like the best and the worst anime of 2024. Yes, my thoughts, like quick thoughts. But do you guys agree or disagree with my comments? What are you surprised at? And like, do you agree Ninja Kamui is literally the worst anime of 2024? Like, it has so much good potential to be like an original series, but ultimately it ended up falling apart. So yeah, complete dog water. The best one I've seen all year is McKean. Really good, never disappointed. Kaiju number 8 is up there, same with Dandadan. And yeah, we got a lot of good anime this year coming out. Sakamoto Days comes out pretty soon. 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You Season 2 also comes out pretty soon, so I'll be covering that as well. Anyways, that being said, hope you guys had a good 2024, and can't wait to bring you guys more projects and whatnot. Also, if you're interested in supporting me as well, we are still having a sale currently at gumdropstudios.com. Like, if you want like original tees, original prints, be sure to check us out. We ship US and Canada at the moment. Globally, we're still working on that, but yeah, just go support us, because like anything helps. If you buy a shirt, it really helps me make more of these videos and whatnot. So that being said, I'll catch you guys on my next one. And seriously, let me know what your favorite anime of the year was, what the worst was. But yeah, peace.